Marine Corps recruiting ad back in the 1990s. Back then, the Corps didn't necessarily have recruiting problems. But now, on its 247th birthday, America's most storied fighting force literally can't get enough people to sign up. And the numbers are the best among the military branches, or some of them. You see the Marines needed 29,000. They got 30. Air Force needed 42, got 27. Navy needed 33 and met it. Army met it, although some have said they're lowering their recruiting goals for this year. Why are we doing this story today, November 10th? Well, on this day, 1775, the Continental Congress established the Continental Marines with Samuel Nicholas as the first commandant. He signed up his first recruit at Tun Tavern. You can imagine a few beers went down that night and will this evening on the Marine Corps' birthday. Joining me now, Sammy Rutherford was in the Marines, 91, 95. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Good to see you, sir. We appreciate it. All right. Am I right to say that the image of the Marines has changed, number one, and then I'll let you tell me if it's for the better or not?
Well, thanks for having me, Leland. I think the Marine Corps has always done a stand-up job of being one of the best fighting forces in the world. I think the honor and integrity that they provide is something that we can never lose sight of. So I'm not sure how much I can say if they have lost their way. I would like to say that they have not, but they are more of a beacon more than ever in America today.
What do you make of the change, right? I mean, you know, the ads we see today for the Marines and the image that they put forth is not anything close to what we just saw or the stories of the Marines through time. It's a different image.
Well, I think there's no denying that contemporary times have certainly changed. But I think, again, the values and what the Marine Corps really stands for, I think it goes a lot deeper than that. I think if you are a Marine, you will always live with that and carry that. And I think that's really what it's all about, at least for me it was.
There is something different about the Marines compared to all the other service branches. And if you're a member of another service branch and you want to tweet at me and disagree, feel free. But I will give you a little bit of time to tell us what makes it different. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe it was the ads when I was growing up as a little boy, but it does feel different.
You know, it's funny, when I was in high school, I had a whole group of buddies, and all of us loved different branches of the military. And all of us actually went off to those respective branches. To me, the Marines is something that, as you mentioned, Leland, that always stood a little bit above and beyond. For me personally, it was something that I wanted to test myself. I knew it was something that was going to be a test, and physically, mentally challenging, demanding in every single way. And to me, it was literally the honor of a lifetime to be able to stand on those yellow footprints and to call myself a U.S. Marine.
That's you, I'm being told, from when you were in 91 to 95. You would have seen some of the ads. This is one more from the 1990 commercial.
Yeah, that commercial.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves.
There has been, undeniably, right, an attempt to sort of soften the military image. You can argue whether the standards have changed, but really, there's a softening. There's a softening of the way boot camp is done at Parris Island, on and on and on. Would the Marines be well served to go back to those roots that not everybody can join?
Personally, I think so. Yeah, I think the standards should be high. I think they should be. Again, when I thought about what was a U.S. Marine, I thought about somebody who could go the extra mile, who was tougher, stronger, who had the tenacity to not back down. And I think that's part of what the Marines really represent, of a tougher fortitude of personality. I think that's what people that go into the Marines hope to find within themselves. And I think the Marine Corps does a really good job of bringing those values out in people. And I think that's really what the Marine Corps is all about.
Well, you're in Colorado, so it's 5:45. I will let you go out and celebrate with your friends. We appreciate you taking some time with us this evening. It's good to see you. Thank you.
God bless.
Yeah, you too, sir. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.